Hey everybody, welcome to episode 6 of Vocal Coach Debbie Reacts to Stuff. And we're going to be doing another performance analysis video today. We kind of alternate between some analysis videos and some singing technique videos. And today we're going to talk about the live version of Loser by Ayreon. I was at the show that we're going to take a look at, and it's now out on YouTube. It's available as a DVD, and we're going to take a look at the disregard the spam I'm already getting. And we're going to take a look at the performance from the perspective of the storytelling of the song, of the singer and the singing. That's what we do here. So if you want to watch or listen to this song without me starting and stopping it and interrupting it and talking about it, hit pause and go check out Loser by Ayreon, A-Y-R-E-O-N. There's lots of different versions online, from the original one to the theater equation one to the 30th anniversary one. But I am going to be starting and stopping it and giving my commentary. This is not a reaction video where I play the whole song and I go, ooh, ah, wow. We're going to be talking about storytelling and performance. Also, I am going to sing a couple of things here and there just to make a point or illustrate an idea, but not because I think I sing this better than the original performance or the singers you're going to see. Definitely not. These people are amazing and on another level, and any singing I do is just to make a point. So, since this is all about storytelling, I want you to think about how you can bring more storytelling into your singing, whether that singing is for fun or karaoke or professionally or semi-professionally. So that's why we are focused here on storytelling. So let's talk about Loser. And to understand Loser, we have to understand the context of the song. Now, normally I start by reading the lyrics of the song, but for this we've got to roll back a little bit, because one of the things that people love about Ayreon is, and it's mostly written by a guy named Arjen Lucassen, who's Dutch, Sir Arjen Lucassen. Most of his albums are concept albums, which means the whole album tells a story from the start of the album to the end. All of the songs are part of the story, but one of the very interesting things that he does is that many of his albums tell different parts of the same story. So you've got a story taking place across not just multiple songs, but multiple albums. So if you like to nerd out on stuff, Ayreon is for you. So that means we're going to talk a little bit about where did this album come from? So I'm going to slide around this way a little bit today. And let's flip over to Chrome. So this song, Loser, was from an album called The Human Equation, came out in 2004. And basically the short version, because you can always read up on it, the short version is the album opens with a car accident, and the main character has crashed his car. He's in the hospital in a coma, and his wife and his best friend are at his bedside hoping that he recovers. As he lays in this coma for, I believe, 20 days, each day is represented by him looking back at his life, from his abusive childhood with his violent father through other aspects of his life until he awakens from the coma and has kind of worked through some of his personal demons. So it is a story for sure. So that means that in this case, there are multiple characters played by different people on the album, and each day of the coma tells a different story or looks at a different aspect of his life, and the characters are mostly his emotions. So we have the emotion fear, reason, love, passion, pride, agony, rage. Those are the emotions that get involved in the story. And the Loser song we're going to talk about is sung by the rage character. So we can see how the singer brings that into the performance, though we'll talk about other choices they could have made. So that's a little bit about that. And to get a perspective on day 16, loser, I'm going to just roll back a little bit to day 6, childhood. I'm going to read you those words because I think it sets the stage for the loser song, though we're not going to listen to day 6, childhood, at least not today. Here's the lyrics. You're alone in your bedroom, hiding from the world, staring at the ceiling. Mother said, he'll be home soon, but he never was, and I knew how she was feeling. You always let him down. You'll never be like him. He'd always break you, never let you win. No matter what you said, he'd always disagree. You swore that one day you'd be better than him. One day you'd win. You're hiding out in the cellar, aching and ashamed, covering up the bruises. And then he would tell her how I tripped and hurt my head, how I'd always be a loser. You always let him down, you'll never be like him. He'd always break you, never let you win. No matter what you said, he'd always disagree. You swore that one day you would be better than him. One day you'd win. You're alone in your bedroom. How could you learn to care when nobody cares for you? Mother said he'd be home soon, but he never came. As for me, he didn't have to. Really super song. Again, look these things up. Listen to them, enjoy them, pay for them. So that's day 6. We're going to be talking today about day 16, loser. Let me read that one, since obviously the loser theme is a bit of a recurring theme. So this is the song we're going to hear today. Look at you lying there, defenseless and alone. Remember, it's sung by rage, the inner rage that this character has. See, I'm no fool. I always knew you wouldn't make it on your own, 'cause you're just like your mother. Well, where is she now? You'll end up like her soon, 6 feet underground, loser. I came here to watch you bleed. Oh, how I love to gloat. If you had any balls at all, you'd grab me by the throat. You don't even look like me. Ha, not even close. You're an aberration, some freak, I suppose, loser. I had my fun. I'm going back to the place I don't call home. There's no one there who waits for me, but you won't hear me moan. My ex-wives all sue me, and with half my kids in jail, I'll still come out laughing, 'cause me, I never fail, loser. Never, 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 never. Killing it from afar. Go tell it in a bar. You're killing it from afar, my father. Which is repeated a number of times. So we get a sense of the story. And this is what the rage emotion is saying to this character in a coma, who's kind of, you think of your life flashing before you, but his life is he's going through his life in slow motion over 20 days. So let's flip over to the live version of the song. And I may start it and stop it. I may skip around a little bit. I'm going to put on my headphones so I can hear it. So again, if you don't like to see people skip around songs, then skip around this video, because that's what I'm going to be doing. And if you want to get it in more context first, feel free to pause this and go listen to the whole song start to finish without me yapping, and get to know it in your own way, with your own opinions and interpretations. I'll be giving you mine. All right, so it starts, I'm already a minute in. It starts with Ayreon playing a tin whistle, and what I hear from the tin whistle theme is kind of a nya, 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 nya kind of thing that, would make sense for what the character might be feeling. Okay, there's echo on the YouTube video. Oh, okay, hold on a moment. Okay. Thank you. Let's try this and this button. Okay, so I'm going to roll that back because I want you to watch. So the singer is Mike Mills. He is from a band called Toehider. A lot of the Ayreon projects are super groups bringing together really talented people. Can you try again a bit more? A bit more of what? Sorry, I'm talking to the comments I'm getting from my husband, who's helping me check that the sound is good. So I'm going to roll that back. Sorry about the echo there. And I want you to watch Mike when he comes out to the stage. I feel like when I watch this, he seems to be getting into character and he's interacting with the other musicians on the stage. He does turn it to the audience to have them sing it. And so we don't get to hear Mike doing it as much, but watch his face when he turns it to the audience because he's still acting it out. And I want to talk about that physical presence today. So let me roll that back. And sorry again about the echo. We'll go back to where Mike enters. See, so already we can see Mike is getting into the zone. He is the character of Rage, and he's bringing it on, and that, I think that helps.
Look at you, lying there, defenseless and alone. See, I'm no
So hopefully there wasn't echo that time. So another interesting thing there, if you really listen to it, is, okay, there's roughly 3,000 people in the audience, me included, and the audience is playing the character. The audience says loser much louder, they know the words, and they're acting out the character as well. So let's talk a little bit about performance choices, since that's something we tend to cover on this channel. So we've got the lyrics. Let's flip back for a moment to the lyrics. So we've got look at you lying there defenseless and alone. If we want to sing that with Rage, then Mike's delivery makes a lot of sense. It could make sense for, thanks to my husband for helping me fix my echo. It makes sense for Rage. It could be, so rage, anger, pain, but there's also, the interesting thing about Rage is I feel like Mike's performance, both vocally and when you see him acting it out, the character has a real confidence, almost arrogance, possibly say, but that matches what's going on in the words. So he's acting out the words well, in my opinion. And so now, what if we wanted to sing this differently? What if we wanted to sing it and we think the character is compassionate throughout the song or just at this point of the song? And so maybe, what would it sound like if it were compassion? It might be, look at you. Okay, my voice is cracking. Okay, let's try singing. Look at you lying there, defenseless and alone. Then I have a sweetness. I have sympathy or empathy. I have compassion. But this song is sung by Rage, so it wouldn't make sense to sing it gently or sweetly because that's not the story here. It's not the storytelling we're bringing to this song. It's, again, arrogance, anger, rage, and this is a character just kind of spitting on the person they're talking to. Another thing interesting that Mike did is to portray some of that confidence and arrogance. He's dancing around the stage, he's interacting with the other musicians, and many times he even turns his back on the audience, which normally you wouldn't do. You're doing a live show, you're going to sing to the audience, I'm going to talk to this camera, and you don't turn your back on the audience. But when you think about the words of the song, you could say, wait, that could make sense for the storytelling. His father turned his back on him, and now this character is turning his back on this guy, and he's telling him, you're never going to be anything. And there's a sense of the back being turned on people. So if you see right now in this still image, Mike has his back to the audience, which again is typically a choice we might not make when performing live. But I don't think this is an accident. I didn't ask Mike, but I don't think it's an accident. So let's bring the music back in. And again, I will stop it from time to time with my commentary. When you are watching this video, leave a comment under the YouTube video. I always answer all of them personally, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. I want to hear what you see and what your interpretations are and what you hear.
To watch you bleed, oh, how I'd love to gloat. If you had any balls at all, you'd grab me by the throats. You don't even look like me, good for you, not even close. You're an aberration, some freak, I suppose. All right, ladies.
So, lots of great stuff going on there with that performance. Because again, Mike could come out and just sing it as it's written, right? And he can go by the words and just say, I came here to watch you bleed, oh how I love to gloat. If you had any balls at all, you'd grab me by the throat. You know, you could just sing it, right? And there could be nothing wrong with that. That's your performance choice or someone's performance choice. But he's got a character, and he is making sure you understand who this character is. He's building in snark. He's making faces when he sings. He's doing things with his eyes, his face, his mouth. When he says, you'd grab me by the throat, he grabs himself by the throat. And again, these are choices that he's made. And I was there live, and I enjoyed his ad-lib when he said, you don't even look like me, good for you, which I felt badly about because Mike's not a bad-looking guy, but that was something he decided this character might feel or say, and he threw that in. So let's look at that again, and keep a close eye on the performance, the body language, the face, the movement. And you'll even notice they had to flip camera angles because he keeps turning away from the audience, and they picked a different camera angle to try to show his face. So let's roll it back. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I came here to watch you bleed, oh, how I'd love to gloat. If you had any balls at all, you'd grab me by the throats. You don't even look like me, good for you, not even close. You're an aberration, some freak, I suppose. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Yost.
So at this point, there's an instrumental portion, and he introduces the keyboard player, Joost van den Broek. Sorry for my bad Dutch pronunciation. But again, think about that performance and the performance choices being made. And if you're going to go out there and sing live, no matter what it is, you get to make performance choices. Let me take a quick give you a quick side story here. I ran an experiment once. I was singing karaoke somewhere, and I decided to sing it incredibly straight-faced with no motion in my body, but to sing a technically difficult song and to sing it as well as I could. I sang MacArthur Park, the disco version by Donna Summer. If you don't know that one, pause this video and go check it out. It's great. And it's got some really high notes. It's technically demanding. It's got some very long held notes. And so I figured I would just go out there and I would just try. What if I just kind of stood there, didn't really move at all, and sang it very well, hit it out of the park in my opinion, but made it look like this means nothing to me, you know. I don't think that I could take it, 'cause it took so long to bake it, and I'll never have that recipe again. Oh no! Okay, so you can sing that, and that's good. But what I found was, or it's not good, you decide. You get to have an opinion about all these things. And what I found was when I was done, the audience was like they didn't really want to clap for that. And my thought was, well, that was an interesting experiment because I gave a technically good performance, but I looked like I didn't care. And I did care, but I tried to look like I didn't care. And so what's the story I'm telling? The story I'm telling is this performance isn't important, or I don't care. And that's what the audience got, because I was there live. It wasn't that they were just listening on headphones from a CD or streaming service or vinyl or cassette or 8-track tape. They were watching me, and I looked like I didn't care. And so when you are performing live, whether you're live streaming, karaoke, community theater, whatever it is, it's so important to think about how you want to use your body and your movement to tell a story. If you have a disability diagnosis or condition, you still are going to make performance choices based on what you can do and what you want to do. And I say make those choices. And so you can see even with Mike, so much of his performance is in his face. And even if we only saw him from the neck up, we would still get the story. We'd get the character, because some of that is in the delivery of the singing, and some of that is even just in his face. Though later on, you will see that he does a little bit of a jig. This camera doesn't show it as much, but I remember we were there live, and his dancing was very silly. But it goes with the character. The character is arrogant, and the character is putting this guy down, and he's loving it. He even says, I love to gloat. That's one of the lyrics of the song. So he's doing a little wacky dance. I don't know if it made it to the video, but we'll fast forward past the keyboard solo and some of the other stuff, and we'll look at the last verse. Okay, so he says, I'm going back to a place I don't call home, and there's no one there, right? We've got the lyrics over here. There's no one there who waits for me, but you won't hear me moan. So what does he do? Turns his back on the audience again. Turns around, looking all around. There's no one here. Of course, he's on a stage full of people, but he's acting it out. There's no one here. And again, that's a choice. You might have done something different. You might have said, I should really face the audience the whole time, but I could still look around or hold up my hands or do something to indicate nobody's here, but I don't care. So these are all performance choices, and you get to make them. So there, he basically completely turns his back on the audience and went and sang a line or two to the drummer. So probably when they edited this video, they didn't know what to do. They didn't have an angle of his face to show, so they show the backup singers walking out onto the stage, which is another choice that they had to make. But that's what he did. He's like, who am I even talking to right now? He says, my ex-wives all sue me, half of my kids in jail, I'll still come out laughing. And he's decided, I'm going to say that to the drummer. Who cares, right? unfortunately, someone decided to put a giant thing over the screen at the end, and so we couldn't totally see his face, and I can't seem to get that out of the way. There seems to be no way to X that out. But we've got a lot of interesting play happening on the stage where the backup singers are pushing him around. I remember when we saw it live, he was part of it. He was at the back of the stage doing a little jig. And again, these are all performance choices. And when you listen also to the quality of the singing, he said, you know, I'll let's go back to it. I'll still come out laughing. Ha ha ha. He threw in some ha-has. Again, that's not in the original lyrics. He throws it in because that is how the character feels. The character is arrogant, he's gloating, and he can't wait to make the person he's talking to feel small and nothing because you're a loser. Obviously the story here is very clear. This is not a story with ambiguity like when we talked about This Woman's Work from Kate Bush or Intruder by Peter Gabriel, some of my previous episodes. There's ambiguity in those stories where we don't totally know what's happening. We don't totally know how those stories end. Here, this is pretty clear. And so that's the approach that Mike takes in singing it. Obviously, if you're watching this live, if you have any thoughts or questions, let me know. I'm happy to react to you live, but I know that most people might be watching it later. So let's roll that last phrase back one more time. And listen to the quality of the voice. Listen to when he's There's a couple of times where he brings a kind of a grunty, growly quality into the singing because that's the character and that's the story he wants to tell.
Went back to the place I don't call home. There's no one there that waits for me, but you won't hear me moan. My ex-wives all sue me with half my kids in jail. I still come out laughing, with me. I never
fail. And for those of you who might be familiar with Dutch symphonic prog goth metal bands, on the left that's Ayreon Johnson, sister of Floor Johnson. I don't know how to pronounce Dutch words. Ayreon is a absolutely wonderful performer and singer. And on the right we have Marcella Bovio, who you might know from her solo career or Stream of Passion or some other things. So these are not your typical backup singers. These are superstars on their own. So like I said, Ayreon is typically a super group. So I want to wrap up for today. And as always, just remind you that these episodes are here to get you thinking about how you want to sing a song and how you want to tell a story. And there's really no wrong way to sing a song and tell a story. Doesn't have to be in tune, doesn't have to be perfect. It can be whatever story you want to tell. You want to tell a story of anger, compassion, love, fear. You want to put all of those into one song at different times? Do it. Absolutely do it. And depending upon where you're performing this, put your face into it. Put your body into it. Put your hands into it. Put your fingers into it. Everything you can. Especially, in my opinion, if you are in front of a microphone and people are not going to see you. Because and you can test this yourself. Record yourself singing a song and don't make faces, don't move your hands, don't move your body at all, and then record the song again, move your body, make faces, grind your teeth, make a fist, or really live out in the biggest way you can. Overdo it. The character that you want to portray. And then go back and listen later with your eyes closed, where you're not seeing yourself do anything. You're just sound. And you'll probably notice a big difference between the performances, even when you can't see the performer. And that is part of why performance and acting and characters can be so important to songs that were written about characters that have a story to tell, a story arc, a feeling, a decision, a moment. So so let's check the calendar and talk about the videos that are coming up next. This was episode 6. Saturday, I will try to do the Saturday karaoke stream, which is just fun and singing technique. Wednesday, July 15th will be episode 7, and we're not going to do an analysis song for that. That is going to be called Let the Mic Do the Work. And I want to talk about the different ways you might sing if you're working with a microphone that's in front of you or one that you're wearing in a live performance versus some of the other types of singing people might do in a house of worship or community theater where you're told sing to the back of the room and you don't have that microphone. So episode 7 is going to be Let the Mic Do the Work for people who are singing into a microphone. If you have a song you would like me to analyze the performance of, the character, the story, please leave it in comments. I will consider anything that you've got. Someone previously asked for Coffee Homeground by Kate Bush, so that is on the future list, along with Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, because we all know it, but have you ever stopped and thought about the words in the story and why the different sections sound different? We're going to go into it. And I'm also going to talk about Abracadabra by Lady Gaga and some different performance choices she has made there, even changing the pronunciation of her words from 2 different versions we're going to look at. So lots of really neat Wednesday streams coming up during the summer here at Summer Where I Am. Thanks again for joining me. I'm Vocal Coach Debbie. You can check out more stuff at vocalcoachdebbie.com. I do offer voice lessons. I do sing on people's tracks. If there's something I can do for or with you, please get in touch. But for now, I will stop the stream. So go sing, go try these things out, and let me know how it goes. Thanks. See ya.